fighting over men, no matter why you're fighting, is boss level pick-me-ism. It really is. In my opinion, confronting a side chick, unless it's like your sister or your mom or like your best friend, that is pick-me-ism as well. Being a side chick in itself is pick-me-ism. Breaking into a woman's home to confront her over a man, I can't stress this enough. That is pick-me-ism. I'm doing pretty good, Whitney. How you doing, Sonny? And being mad at a woman but taking your cheating man back is pick-me-ism as well. How are you mad at you're mad at the women? You're mad at everybody but your man for cheating. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Fighting over men, pick-me-ism. Side chicks, pick-me-ism. And, it's not you're down. You're not a ride or die. You're not stand by your man. You're not better than the next woman. None of that. If you are a woman that knows that a man is in a relationship and you are sleeping with them, you are a pick-me. And it's really just that simple. If you are a woman in a relationship with a man and you are fighting other women because he won't keep it in his pants, you are a pick-me. And it's really just that simple. Like, I really wish that women would understand that if you catch your man cheating, I'm not saying that you can't kick him out the house. You can't run his pockets. You can't do all of those things. But you fighting another woman because of your man cheating is crazy to me. It's insanity. Like I said, unless with the caveat that it was like your sister, your mom, your best friend, then I could see you being mad at them as well. But if it's a woman that doesn't know you, or even if she does know you and know about you, but she's not your friend, the only person that owes you something is that man. But even with that, you also being a woman and saying that you're going to be a side chick and you're going to be with a man and he has somebody, you're a pick-me too. You really are. And I think that nowadays, like, I legitimately, y'all, I seen this video of this black woman. She was attractive or whatever. She starts talking about how, like, side chicks are healers and, side chicks are bringing life to that man, a life that women who are in the relationship can't bring. And, so-called main chicks or wives or whatever are upset, but the side chick is a very necessary part of a relationship. And I'm thinking, like, how in the world do you get to that mental point that you really are lying to yourself about being a side chick? A man has you as a side chick because he wants to take advantage of you actually, without having to invest his time or emotional energy into you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait, I got some requests. Sorry, I didn't see y'all. Let me add y'all up. Hey, how y'all doing? Good afternoon. Kalandra, you have something to say, sis?
No, I was just saying I agree with everything that you're saying. I didn't get to see that video, but I did see the video of this woman who said this man was cheating on her. The woman was in her house, in her bed, and she started beating him up. I was definitely asking you to explain it because are you saying like women? I was definitely asking you to explain it because are you saying like women who take back their cheating husband and beat the woman up and be more mad at the man? Can you explain how that's kind of like pick-me-ism?
I feel like, right, if you will accept mistreatment from your man, but not the other woman, that you're pick me because you're thinking about the man, you're focusing everything on the man's behalf. And that's the main person you're supposed to be mad at, the man. You're not supposed to be mad at the girl that don't know you or don't owe you nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Just I definitely agree with you. I feel like women be like, because women make videos and stuff. Like, I don't know if you ever saw that video where that woman was like, if a woman DM you about a man and she asking you a question, but I just feel like if it's to the point where you gotta text other women and you gotta be doing all this investigating work, I feel like you already kind of know, and you should just make better choices or just choose to leave him alone. But I definitely agree with that, and that's what I think about women like Rashida. Rashida definitely had more smoke for Jasmine than she had for Kirk. And it's kind of like, girl, he was cheating on you when you were pregnant, and then he had a baby on you. Like, you have more issues for Jasmine than the man in your home in your bed.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well. And I never forgot that back when I used to watch Love and Hip Hop, he had their child DNA tested. You had your child DNA tested, and you've been out here slinging that thing everywhere, unprotected. Wild, 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 wild. I think Rashida, though, she's also a very, very big pick me. Let me see if Bree, are you here, Bree? Or are you not here, Bree? Okay, Bree, I'm gonna drop you and then you can come back, sis. All right, I'll go over here to Mademoiselle. Go ahead, Mademoiselle.
I First of all, I want to say thank you for having me, and also I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. I've been watching you for a while.
Thank you.
Subscribe every chance I get. I just wanted to give you a shout out.
Thank you so
Honestly,
much.
when it comes to Pikmi is really destroying us as a woman. And being realistically, when I watch like Love and Hip Hop, and when I first saw Rashida, I instantly knew she was a Pikmi, because ain't no way you go on national TV having your husband disrespect you, having a side baby at that, on top of that, and you have to accept the side child into your family. Like, who does that? Like me, where's the self-respect on that, on top of that? You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, looking from outside looking in, and to be honest with you, I'm a former Pikmi. I used to be a Pikmi throughout my 20s, and it's almost got me. But being a former Pikmi, it's never fun. It's never on your side. You had to accept respect. You had to accept the side children. You had to accept the fact that you always going to be the placeholder until you wake up and smell the coffee and say, like, you know what, I don't think I deserve this type of relationship. But most of the pygmies, they tend to stay in the longer relationship for the long haul. Me personally, when I did my inner work and when I did all that, internalizing misogynist and sexism and colorism on top of that, my inner work, I'm starting to see within myself, like, you know what? Being a pick me ain't gonna do me no justice. Pick me ain't gonna give me opportunity. Being a pick me, sneaking for a male validations ain't gonna do shit, because what I'm doing for a male gaze, it's never worth it. It's never worth it. I think that I'd rather be the villain and be against I'd rather be a D-center woman than a male-center woman, in my case.
All right, all right, all right. I got you, Mademoiselle. I think that hold on, let me send a request to Shia. I'm gonna send you a request for you to join the live if you'd like. You asked what's wrong with being a pick me. I would rather speak on it from a term and you tell me what exactly do you think being a pick me is, and what benefits does that action get you as a woman. If you could tell me that, I think we could better have the conversation.
I'm so sorry. I was getting my stuff together. I apologize.
Oh, no
Hello.
problem.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for bringing me up.
No problem. But
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem. I was saying that if you could tell me what you think that being a pick me is, and also what benefits that you would receive as a woman by engaging in those actions, I think it would be better. We would better have the conversation once we understand what your thoughts on what that is. Seeing if those
Are
people
you
thought.
talking about the stuff on the prompt? You mean that stuff?
Oh, well, you said what's wrong with that. So then somebody asked you said what's wrong with being a pick me. So I
Uh-huh.
just wanted to know, like, somebody asked you said what's wrong with being a pick me. So I
Uh-huh.
just wanted to know, like, what's your thoughts on what a pick me is, and what's the benefits from engaging in whatever actions that you think being a pick me is, because everybody has different thoughts on exactly what that is.
I think being a pick me is a wife that's sticking by her husband, for good or bad, rich or poor, stuff like that. Regardless of, the situation, that's still my husband, right?
Oh, okay. So how long have you been married, Shia?
Going on 7 years.
Okay, all right. And then okay, so let me say this. I've been married 15 years. It'll be 16 years this coming up month, September. I don't think that pick me is standing by your man. Unless you, or no matter what, unless you mean, so if your husband was to have like a child on you or be unfaithful to you, would you believe in staying then?
If you want me to be honest, yes.
Okay. Okay. And
You
so like if he had a child with someone else, would you stay
hmm
too?
Yes.
You
Okay.
would stay? Wait,
I
excuse me.
said
I'm
I
sorry.
said
You
I
would
said yes.
stay
Yeah, hold
in the
on,
marriage
mademoiselle.
if you're
Yeah, hold on, mademoiselle.
right.
Okay, yeah, we gotta let her speak. Okay, go ahead, Shia.
Yeah. Again, it's through better or worse. I mean, and for most women, that is a worst case scenario, but I still choose to live by for better or worse. So my answer is yes.
Okay, so where did the like for better or worse come from? Are you getting that from like the Bible?
I'm getting it from, yes, not only the Bible, but also it's what I truly believe in.
Okay, so you do know that the Bible says that you can leave a marriage for infidelity, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I have no rebuttal against that, but it says you could if you want to, right?
I mean, it says that you could if you want to, but I think the
Right.
fact that God put that in place should let you know how great of a betrayal that is. That even God Himself would feel like that's not a union that He would even, want you to stay in as a woman. So I would definitely say that, yeah, the things that you're saying, I would say, yeah, that's pick me-ish. I don't think
Mhm.
that like supporting your man or anything like that, because for better or for worse, doesn't have to be infidelity or things that someone has control over. For better or for worse is
Mhm.
financial issues, health issues, issues with
But
family,
but
work
that's
issues. It's not
but
cheating.
I don't think, but see, that's that. I'm not disagreeing with what you just named, but it's not just those things you named. It's literally the example you gave. If your man steps out and have a baby, can we agree that that is a worst case scenario?
No, that's a divorce scenario. That's not a for better or worse
Well, that's a
scenario.
that's a that's a divorce scenario for you. I have no
No,
problem with that.
okay. So let me say this: it's a divorce scenario for any
Hmm.
woman that respects herself. If you
That's it. But
respect your
isn't that if you
husband
want
more,
to?
if you respect yourself more than you
It's not
respect
Hmm.
a
your
if
husband,
you want
please, if
to.
you guys, just a second, if you
Hmm.
if you respect yourself, if you respect that man more than you respect yourself, if you respect that man more than the respect that God laid out for you to have for yourself, which is why He gave you the caveat of being able to leave in that scenario, then yes, absolutely, that's pick me behavior and that's
Hmm.
negative. Anytime God steps in and says, "Hey, yeah, that is a betrayal," you can that
Hmm.
is your out there, and you say, "Oh, you know what? I know better than him, and I'm gonna go ahead and stay." Then yeah, that's a pick me. You are putting your craving for that man above your own self worth and your own
Right.
mind. Like, and it's really just that simple. Because if a man really respected you and loved you, he would have never inserted himself inside someone else and not only had a child with somebody, but had intercourse unprotected. He could have brought you anything home, any type of
Hmm.
diseases or anything of that nature. So,
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely being a pick me
I
for
mean,
sure.
that's fine. I don't have any issue with the fact that we don't agree. I was just coming up to answer.
Okay,
I
yeah. I
mean,
just
that's
wanted to
all.
make sure. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we were on the right page as far as pick me, because I know some people, but yeah, I respectfully, yeah, I would definitely say that. you have a lot of pick me ideologies, but that's something that you might want to back, with maybe a pastor or, a woman that you respect. Because
Why do I have to do that if I'm happily married? Why would I need to go get advice?
I mean, you don't have to. You can. Yeah, look here. You don't have to get advice.
No, I
All
didn't. I
I'm
know you
saying
don't
is,
mean it. I know you don't mean personally.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying generally. Why
Because
would that?
that's
Why
a
would I
lack
have
of
to do that if?
self-esteem. That's a lack of self-esteem because I can
Mhm.
guarantee you, if you stepped outside of your marriage and you got pregnant and you brought a baby home and he knew that it wasn't his, 9 times out of 10, he's not going to stay. He's not going to stay with you. He's going to leave you because men by far have more self-esteem and self-worth than women do. They don't look at women as that the end all be all, that they have to sacrifice themselves and basically fall on the sword for women like that. So I
Right,
think
I
that,
agree.
yeah. So the fact that you would be willing to do something that you know that your partner wouldn't do for you is
Hmm.
really insane, to be honest with you. Like it's
It's
it's,
not. It's
it's
not
crazy.
me being. It's not. I don't consider it insane. I consider it me being selfless.
No, it's not selfless, it's stupidity. Like
I
it's
mean, we
not
don't. We
selfless,
we don't
it's
have to
stupidity.
agree, but I didn't say anything you said was stupidity.
Oh no, but I mean because there's nothing that you can say that I said that was stupidity because what I said was actual and factual and also biblically based if that's where we're going at it from that
Okay.
angle. So what
Okay.
you saying that you would accept a man having a child on you and disrespecting you and
Mhm.
playing in your face and destroying y'all
Mhm.
marriage bed and the
Mhm.
sanctity of it, that is stupid. And that even if you look at it like as far as your health wise, he's opened you up and exposed you to potential HIV,
Right.
herpes, HPV, genital warts,
Right.
chlamydia, syphilis, all of these things that he didn't care about your body.
I
So,
mean, I
yeah,
agree with
that's
that. I
actually
have no
crazy.
problem. That's not a. I have no problem with what you're saying because it is true. I think that I will say that that's not something that I have to worry about in my marriage, but I do agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I got you. I just like I said, I mean, I don't know. I think what you said was yeah, textbook pickmeism. But I'm gonna keep going here.
Okay. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna go to if you want to say you definitely can, Shia.
Oh,
Like I said, just because we don't agree doesn't mean you're not welcome here because you definitely are.
yeah. I have respect for you. I mean, I have no reason to come up here and be all mad because we don't agree. It's just a talk. It's just a topic.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. I got you. I appreciate you for coming up and clarifying. That way I could get to know, pick your brain and see exactly where you were coming from. So right now I will go to T, then Zenon, and then Supervillain at the bottom, and then I'll go back up here to Mademoiselle, and then Calandra. I'll give everybody like 3 minutes to speak. That way I can get through the whole everybody so everybody gets a chance to speak. Go ahead, T.
Hey, hello. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon, hey, girl. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Fight over a man is boss pick me status. Absolutely. Because my thing is, if he's yours, you want to have to fight for him. That's number one. If he loves you, he wouldn't put you in a position to fight for him because he's gonna be faithful and he's gonna honor you by not humiliating you and by not disrespecting you. And I think that's a lot of times where we get caught up in these conversations when it comes to supposedly taking a man back for quote unquote cheating. It's the disrespect of it. He has no disrespect of the relationship. He broke his marital vows. That is why I always tell women get an infidelity clause because you have broke the marital contract that was between the both of you, and you had said that you would be honorable, you would be faithful, you would be loyal to your wife. But however, you went out here and you broke that verbal and emotional contract. It's not just verbal, it's not just legal, and it's also an emotional contract. Because when we get married, you said that I will be the last and the only woman you will be with, but yet you going around sticking your pee and everything. And it does show the disregard that he have for your safety. It shows the disregard he have for your integrity as a woman, especially when these men do not cheat respectfully. They cheat disrespectfully. And if anybody know anything about men, when they disrespect you, the disrespect escalates. And that is an emotional trauma to have on a woman, and to stay in that marriage to face the man that you are sleeping with every single day. That's really your biggest op. You know, I mean, me personally, if women, when I hear women want to defend staying with a man because he cheated, hey, that's all on you, sis. I'm not here to tell you to divorce them. If you want to stay with that man, by all means. But where I have a problem with is when women want to teach that to other women, and women that's potentially want to get married, or women that's like, you know, that's sad about their husband cheating, and they put that poison rhetoric into the woman's brain that, oh, you don't have to stay, you don't have to leave just because he cheated. Absolutely, absolutely don't. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe. But to tell another woman that she has to stay in a marriage where she's being cheated on, to me, it doesn't make any sense. And you're contributing to her misery, and she's contributing to her own misery. That's all I learned right there.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you, T. All right, let me go down here to Miss Zenon. Go ahead, sis.
Hello. I was literally just in a live before this. I was watching a live where this lovely Black lady is exposing prison culture and talking to the her community about she's worked as a CO and she's done all of these things within that space of work. And there were women who were coming on the live. I was surprised. I don't know why. I'm not shocked by much this day and age, but there were women coming on the live, and of course, former inmates, incarcerated people, trying to defend the manipulation that happens between incarcerated people and the outside community as far as relationships, money, et cetera, et cetera. The pick me culture, there was one woman in particular that jumped in her live and came up and was talking about, well, you don't understand the dynamics of why, specifically BLK men, when it was not defining any race in particular. It was just talking about the prison culture in general. You don't know why they going in and out of the system, this, and this. And it was just absolutely BS and bull garble. These women are dangerous. They don't consider their behaviors dangerous. They walking around spreading this rhetoric. I had a girl in my DMs talking about you fugly and DMing me because I called her out and I said she was in there, and I called her out and I said, oh, you must be dating inmate DOC number 456789. And she got upset at me and DM'd me. And I said, Ma, in the DM, I said, you know what? Tighten up. That's all I could tell you. Tighten up. You too pretty to be dating some dummy in jail. You a crash dummy for some dude who's showing you pictures in line, because my husband work in the prison system. These pick-me's, this whole culture of pick-me-ism is dangerous. And this in your live trigger is just so on time with what you're talking about. This level and this culture and these women who are willing to fight over men, break into women's homes. What else you have? Being a side chick. All this stuff comes at the detriment to the woman. While men don't even hold these pick-me in high regards. I really just, because I was in that live triggered, I just had to come up and really just agree with you and just really say your live is on time. We all know that this is boss level pick-me-ism, and y'all don't consider y'all behaviors dangerous. I think that's the problem. It's not dangerous to y'all, and I land my plane.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you, Zenon. It's always good to see you, sis. All right, let me go down here to Supervillain, then Calandra, and then Mademoiselle.
Hey, Drake. Hey, panel family. Those in the comments. Great live as per usual. Great prompt, Drake. I want to speak on all of them. I'll spin the block. I just first want to say to the woman that was open and honest about her pick-me-ism, I think that's the first step. I think that, and I don't want to say pick-me's like just outing you, just in general. I think the issue is that they think that standing by your man is a bigger or more important principle than self-respect, right? And again, they do not recognize the danger that not just themselves that they put themselves into, but the people around them, especially children.
when we come to that cheating topic, and I understand you want to stand by your man, Savannah, but you have so much love for your man that you will stay with him. But he didn't show you the equal amount of love to not be involved and break your heart. I want you to think about that math. And I understand you think that you're selfless, and maybe so. It's not really selfless. I'm gonna go with trick stupidity. But think about that. You had so much love that you can forgive your man, but he couldn't have the decency to just not cheat. You have to do the math. And again, it's not just you that you endanger, it's the women around you and the children. Because the next step, because we all know when you give them an inch, they take a mile. And if you can accept that, what else are you going to accept? It's just like how we can stand so strong for our men, right? But we don't out the creepy uncle at Thanksgiving or at the barbecues. Nobody says nothing. He's just there. We might put the kids to the side, but nobody tells the creepy uncle to leave. Do you see what I'm saying? It's always going to be something. That's why you have to nip it in the bud from the beginning. I understand, because marriage is a very, very important principle that women take seriously. But again, do the math. You take it so seriously that you will accept if your man is cheating, but he's walking around slinging his thing every which way but your way, because he wouldn't be cheating in the first place. I'm gonna spin the block. I have a lot more to say about the prompt, but it's a full house, so I don't want to monologue. Thanks, Trick. I'll take my time there. Ayo.
All right, no problem. I appreciate you, super villain. I did want to say, like, while you were talking, I was thinking about that. And the definition of selfless is concerned more with the needs and wishes of others than one's own. And I think that that's like the definition of what people perceive a pick me to be. Is being more concerned with a man and his welfare and how he feels and what he's got going on than yourself. You put the needs and wants and desires of a man above anything else. It takes priority. It supersedes everything. It supersedes how you feel. It supersedes your respect. It supersedes your self-worth. Sometimes with certain women, it supersedes the welfare of their children. There are women that put men above their children. I mean, not even there are women. There are a lot of women that do that. Not saying that's cheat at all, but I'm just saying a lot of women that I agree with these ideologies will do all of those things. And I think, when you think about it that way, it definitely means that there's some type of work to be done, that you would prioritize a man that is not loving you properly above your own self-worth and what you have going on. But let me go over here to Calandra and then Mademoiselle.
Want to say, like I keep telling y'all, 2 out of 3 women are pygmies. I keep telling y'all. But one thing I will say is that if you're dating men, right, and you're dating guys thinking women are going to be girls, are going to be loyal to you, you might as well just stay by yourself. A man having a baby on you in this climate where diseases are running rapid, I just wouldn't want to be with a man who put my health in danger. That's just me. But I think the problem with women is women are definitely accept a lot more from a man than a man accept for a woman. I was on this live one time and this guy was saying about the type of women he wanted to date. And I want to say they said he had 9 kids with 7 women, or maybe, I think it was close to that. And he said he would not date a woman that had more than 2 baby daddies. And hold on, wait. And the shocking part about that was,
You muted, Calandra?
my bad, Trigger. Hold on. And the shocking part about that was me and myself from women. The stuff that a woman and stuff from a man. I'm sorry, that's my son. Stuff that a man won't accept from a woman, how women accept from men is very crazy. When you allow a man to have a baby on you, I bet you if you told him you were pregnant by his homeboy, he will leave. But that's all I wanted to say.
All right. I got you, Calandra. All right, let me go down here to Miss Mademoiselle. Go ahead, sis.
Thank you for having me. Pickme-ism really affected my personal life and my professional life, especially in the workplace. So when I was working at a warehouse as a side hustle, and most of the Pickme are married, miserable. So most of their spouses work side by side. So they will have their husband like sexualize me at work. So it was kind of weird. But when it comes to relationship, I it's just for me, I personally I have so much self-respect to the point where if a man had a baby on me, I would just leave the relationship, point blank period, because there's no way to the point where if you love yourself to the point where you have a man had a baby on you, you should not leave. I think of marriage as a business. Marriage is a business. I don't care, is a business. Um Infidelity is one of the betrayal that any woman can go through, but at the same time, where's your self-respect when a man disrespects you? Where's the respect for other women when that's why Pikmi never have friendship. That's why I never have female friendship, because most of the time are very pick me, because every time when I try to tell something about their men, they be like dismissive or end the friendship. So Pygmy is very dangerous. I recommend stay the hell away from them, and I wouldn't entertain them. Don't entertain them. It's just a waste of time, and also they will accept a man who would molest their children and then make it okay. And it's not okay. And most of the pygmy and male-centered women are boy moms. Make it okay for emotional incest, but that's my 2 cents.
Oh, I don't know if he can say words like that. Yeah, like the M word and like cest. I just try to shorten it. Like try to stay away from like words like that. You get flagged and stuff like that. You have to kind of like figure out another way to say it, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna go to T Scorpio and give her a chance to speak, and then I would like if Shia has any type of response to the things that you guys
I
have
can
said.
go after. I can go after Shia. I can go after her. I go after her.
Okay. Shia, did you have anything to say, sis? Did you want to respond to anything the lady said, or?
Yeah, I thought her saying that a pick me would stand by her husband doing something like that. I thought that was reaching. I thought that was reaching very hard.
But
As
isn't that the
in,
truth? But isn't that the truth though?
what I said
It's
is the
not.
truth,
Just
because
because
every
it's not out your mouth doesn't mean it's the truth. No, ma'am.
it's my
No,
opinion.
it is her opinion, and that's the whole point why we having this discussion about pick-me-ism. A woman
I
would
have no
allow,
problem with her
yeah,
opinion, but
Okay,
she
No,
said
just
but
a
it's
I,
not the
what
second,
I
you
truth.
guys. Let her let Shia respond to you guys. Go ahead, Shia.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have a problem with an opinion, but that's not what she said. She said, "Isn't that the truth?" I'm challenging that is not the truth.
how is it not the truth when a pick-me is a woman? Well, we gotta have. I'll be honest. A better word need to be told. Need to be used for these women that actually do have a husband, but it is coming from is rooted in low self esteem and insecurity, where you allow a man just because you're in a relationship with him to dog you out and don't give you no type of honor or dignity or integrity, and you want to be with him just because you want to be in a relationship with him.
Well, what I will say is that it's a false narrative that just because I'm labeled a
no
pick
no no
me
no no no. That's
that
not a forced narrative. This is
okay, go ahead.
reality.
I'll
Just a
let you
second,
finish.
you
I'm
guys.
sorry.
We're living in reality, my
Just
dear.
a second, Mademoiselle. Let Shia finish her what she's saying. Go ahead, Shia.
Okay, what I was saying was that just because I have a husband, that doesn't mean that I would stand by something like that. I think that some women, not you personally, go to extreme worst case scenarios and want to label all of us as bad, or as if we would have anything to do with that. I don't think that's right. That's like me coming up here saying all single women are nothing but hoes. Why would I do that? And that's not true. So
Uh,
that's why I said just because she said it, that doesn't mean it's true. It's just her opinion.
okay, I got what you're saying, Shia. I'll say this. I'll say I don't think that every single solitary woman that would say that she's a pick me, like how you said earlier, would watch their children be touched. But I will say that there is a history of women allowing their children to be touched, to be abused by men, to have horrible things happen to them. And when you do end up talking to these women, or you hear the stories about what's happened, they do apply the ideology that you said of selflessness directed towards men, which is putting that man's needs, desires, wants above everything else, above what they think is right, and also above what their children are feeling or going through. So do I believe every woman that would let her husband cheat on her and stay, or let her husband have a baby on her stay, if he started touching her children? No, I think it would be unreasonable to say every woman. But I would say that once you start working from a mind thought process, or a thought behind, this man is more valuable than my own wants and needs and desires, his needs and wants and desires take precedence over everything, I believe that it's very easy for you to transfer not only to you, but to your children. Do I believe it's everybody? No. But I do think that it happens more than you may feel comfortable with acknowledging. If you get what I'm saying, Shia, did you have anything to say to that, or?
Yeah. I definitely get what you're saying. But I mean, again, we can even use far back in our grandparents. They weren't. Yes, men do those things, but women also do those things too. Women also let family members touch on children. They also let their parents. It's not just something that is focused on men doing. But I didn't come up here to come up here and be disingenuous in any way at all. But like I said, you guys wouldn't be comfortable, not you personally, but no one would be comfortable with me saying, well, single mothers let their boyfriends touch on their children. You wouldn't be okay with that, because that's not all single mothers.
I think there's a disconnect here. I think there's a disconnect. We didn't say just because you are a wife, you're automatically a pick me. No. That's not the case that we're saying. Not all wives are pick me, but pick
Ma'am,
me's can
no,
be
ma'am,
wives.
I didn't say you said that. No, ma'am, the other young
No,
lady said
just
that.
generally, no, that's exactly what we all agree with. We
Okay.
all agree not all women, not all wives are pick me, but pick me's can be wives. That is where I think that's where you got the disconnect. We're talking about a specific woman that just so happened to be in a relationship, either it could be legal or not legal marriage, because a lot of these pick me's will say that a man is her husband, but they're not legally married. They just been living together for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. But that's another story. But moving on, that a wife can be a pick me, because everything, like, let's just say I'm gonna use for example, everything that you preaching, and you said women do it as well, and we can all agree to that. But nobody would you preach this to a husband to stay with his wife after it's found that she's cheated?
I didn't come up here and try to preach to you guys or put my
No,
beliefs.
that was just a
Let
separate
me explain what
question.
I'm
That
trying
was
to
a
say.
separate question.
Can I
That was
finish?
a separate question.
I didn't come up here saying this is what you guys need to do because I do it this way. I never did that. So I'm not preaching or doing any of that. So I can't really answer the question. I can only answer a question that's being asked.
That is the question I asked you. Would you tell a husband that he found out his wife then cheated on her, and there's a possibility the children that they have in their marriage is not theirs? Would you encourage him to stay?
No.
Oh, why is it saying that the wife got to
No,
stay and
I
she's
said that.
later?
No, I said that was for me. She asked me about my husband. She didn't ask me about the general population. That was just for me. You
Oh,
want me
you would
to?
say that your
I
husband.
wasn't.
Oh, I didn't know that was directed to you personally, because you said that your husband don't cheat, so you don't have to worry about that. So
Mhm.
now I'm a bit, so you openly telling us that you will. I mean, that's your prerogative. That's on you. You're openly telling us if you found out your husband's cheating, you will stay. That's basically what you're telling us.
That is what I said. I
Oh,
said
that's cool. Hey, that's
I
your
would
your
stand by.
prerogative.
I did say I would continue to stand by him because that's what I believe in. I made that very clear. I believe in that. No one else has to.
Okay, I just wanted to say real quick, I just wanted to address something that was said. I think that when discussing men and their behavior, bringing up the behavior of women as a caveat to say, oh, women do this too. I think that's always disingenuous because any crimes or any wrongdoing that's going on in society, no matter where you are, no matter what part of the globe that you are from, men do it way more than women do. 99.1% of all forcible rape is committed by men. So to use it as a throwaway to say women do it too, not to say the women don't do things or that women are perfect, they're not, but to use that in any type of arguments where people are talking about the bad behavior of men is at the very least is very disingenuous and intellectually dishonest to do that. So and as far as the other things like people were talking about, I just want to say that just like somebody said in the comments, when you allow certain things to go on, like most of the time, this is like what my mom used to tell me when I was growing up, like bad behavior does not have a limitation. All it does is morph and change. So it doesn't stay at the same level as what I'm saying. It's the same way when you have like serial unalivers that start off with like looking at like erotic material where people are being fake abused and beat on, and then they go to torturing animals, and then they go to possibly flashing women, and then they go to these different steps before they get to the main step of actually unaliving people. The same thing applies to men as well, and the same thing applies to women as well, and what they will accept. If you put a man's welfare and feelings and needs and desires above your own, and you have begun to make that man the focus of your entire life, that feeling will multiply upon itself over and over again, to where there's no telling what you might do to keep that man. Once you make that man the center of your universe, it's not going to just stay the same. And that's how some women find themselves into allowing things that they never thought that they would allow to happen, because they have put so much stock into having this man as a part of their life. They have now put that man as a position of God and put that man above everything, above common sense, above their own self-worth, above even upon their own self-preservation. There are some women that put men above their own lives. And there's so many women that's happened to that are no longer here, that are in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's dangerous to prioritize anyone above your own self-worth and self-esteem, and to allow someone to disrespect you, and definitely to allow them to disrespect you in ways that for a fact, if you did it, they would drop you like a hot potato, but I'm gonna go to let T finish, then I'm gonna go to Mademoiselle because I don't think she had a chance to speak yet. Go ahead, T. I'll give you 2 minutes, and then I'll go down here to Mademoiselle.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. And this is what we are here talking about. We have evolved mentally and emotionally and psychologically to understand what is abuse. Because I think a lot of times, like pick-me's, a lot of pick-me's want to try to normalize abuse and try to make it seem like what these men are doing is not affecting us in the most negative way, and it's not emotion, and it's not negative, like, oh, and they try to frame it by using different terminologies. Oh no, it's being selfless. Oh no, I'm being strong. Oh no, God said that this is what I'm supposed to do. No, it's just straight up abuse, and you're being mistreated, and you're not being treated well in the relationship and in the marriage. So because not every man cheat. Absolutely not. But you have these women have diluted themselves to believe that yes, every man does cheat, so that's something I'm just gonna have to get over with. But no, it takes discipline. Why be with a man that's not disciplined and not keep his word and his promise and focus on you? That doesn't make any sense to be with a man like that, especially something as a big responsibility as marriage. Because me and Mademoiselle agree that marriage is a business, and everything you do can legally affect me and emotionally affects me, and it physically affects me. So with that being said, marriage is a big, big, big responsibility, and you have these men recklessly toying with that legal title, having babies on you. Did you know if your husband go get another woman pregnant and he's put on child support, they can garnish your wages as the wife? Absolutely, they could, and this is why it is not good to stick with a man that's going to do that to you. And but I'm just gonna try to make this like I got a few more seconds. Like it is mind boggling that if this is what pick me women are doing in your own marriage, we are not trying to tell you what to do in your marriage, but we are sending a message out to other ladies that are listening and don't necessarily know what a healthy relationship is. We're telling you a healthy relationship does not involve with your man emotionally, psychologically, or financially abusing you.
Okay, all right, all right. Let me go down here to Miss Mademoiselle. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry it took so long to get down there to you. And then I'll
No,
go to my dad.
no, it's all good. I had to piggyback because I'm a businesswoman and I look at marriage. If any man, your husband is your business partner, and I'm going to look at it as a business point of view. Your marriage is a business. Your husband is a business partner. Your children is your workers, and your whole house is your organization. Okay. If my business partner disrespected me, have a child on me, that will damage the business financially, emotionally, psychologically, and sexually because you bring in diseases that I couldn't know from back at home. So, what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to marriage, you better find a man or have a husband that has a mindset, has a businessman. Because in my business practices, when I have business partners, and most of the business partners are men, and what I require from them in their romantic partner, the way they treat their romantic partner is the way they treat me in business. So if their romantic partner cheat and lie and abuse and whatever, that's the end of the business. I'll exit out. I'll make an exit plan. So to be a pygmy in a set of marriage and in a business form is not good because it's a liability. I look at it as a liability, and being a pygmy in a business relationship is toxic and is very, very. It will have a very vituperative time. So being a pygmy, if you think it's okay to have a man to disrespect you and treat you and you're going to stick by him, by all means, that's on your business. But the way I see it from outside looking in, that's a liability. And that will mess up your whole financial asset too, because if your husband lied to you and have a child support will garnish it and you will be responsible for that child support. Even your husband couldn't even pay for it. I'm just giving my 2 cents in the business point of view.
All right, all right, all right. Mademoiselle, I'll just say this. I think I have a different viewpoint, but everybody can have their own viewpoint. But I will say the only thing I would push back on is I don't know. I don't look at children as workers. Like I have two daughters. I would never refer to them as workers. Like I don't. I think that's a little strange. But I'm gonna keep going though. I just wanted to say that because I know this. Because when I be uploading these to YouTube, people be like, it doesn't matter what people say, even if it's not me. I didn't say it. People will like DM me and email me, and they will be like, "Yeah, so you think that children are workers?" And I'll be like, "I didn't say that. Somebody else said that. Why are you messaging me? I didn't say that." And I don't believe in controlling women and trying to tell women what they should think because we are all black women. We are all strong. We are all intelligent. We all are capable of having our own thoughts. So that's the only reason why I said it. Like, I just want to say, I personally don't agree with the children or workers thing. That's just me. I don't agree with that. But, we can always agree to disagree.
Oh no, I just wanted to explain myself what I meant what children are workers. I'm just thinking in the analogy ways of like what I think about business. I don't have children. Children are humans. Let's get that clear. There are humans. There are the blessing. There are the future of the society. What I've met was
You don't have kids. You don't have kids.
I don't have kids at all. I just
Oh yeah,
try
that's
to.
probably why you said it then. It's easy to think about things like that when you don't have any. That's all. I
Yeah,
get what you're saying. That one
exactly.
makes more sense now. I
Yeah, I
got
don't
you. I
have
got you.
children to think that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
got
should
you. I
put a
got you. I got you now.
disclaimer.
That makes sense.
Trey, you should put like a little mini disclaimer, like on your prompt, saying the opinions of the people on the panel does not reflect or represent the opinions of the host. You should put that there.
Girl, I'ma tell you, T, you know when proud black women used to come around here with the way she would talk to other women, do you know how many people DM me and was cussing me out? And I was like, I didn't say these things. I never called nobody no B word or no 304. And I just be like, first of all, she said that, not me, not me. And they were like really going in on me. Somebody told me like in my comments, like, I blocked them, but they were like, I'm never going to follow you again. I'm never going to watch any of your videos because how dare you be on your platform calling black women bitches. I said, I have never called a black woman a bitch on social media in my life. I don't even really know if I've done it in real life. Maybe I have back in the day if I was about to beat somebody up or something, but I don't even know if I have. But I know that since I have been doing social media, really trying to pour into black women, I have never used that word ever to address anybody, even black women that I had problems with. I never have did it. And I was just flabbergasted. So that's the only reason why I was making sure, like, I just give the disclaimer. It's not that I'm trying to minimize any of you guys' thoughts or anything. I just want y'all to know that I'm not trying to do that. I just don't want to get the smoke for stuff that I did not say. Somebody questioned me about some things you had said, D, just a couple days ago. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all know that these are all individual black women. I can't tell them what to think or how to feel. What's wrong with y'all? But anyway, yeah, that's the only reason why I said it. So I don't want any black women on here, including Shia as well. I don't want any of you guys to think I'm trying to police y'all. I'm not. I respect all of your thoughts and opinions. Even if I may not agree with some things, I still respect everything. I respect all of you ladies just because y'all are black women. But let me go up here to Monette and then Supervillain. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead, sis.
Hey everyone. I just want to say, I am glad that I did find your platform today because it is kind of a little bit difficult out here, like in the dating world, in this day and age when you are encountering this kind of mentality. And weirdly enough now, like I'm in my 40s now. And back then, like in the early 2000s and the late 90s, you didn't hear the term pick me, but everything that y'all are discussing on the panel today, like that has had a strong hold on the women for so long. And I really feel like, it's not like where I'd want to have to put the blame on women and be like, hey, maybe if you stop acting this way, maybe if Pikmis didn't exist, it would actually have to force the men to be accountable or actually have restraint or actually, take into account their decisions that they actually choose to make. But it's like at some point, it really is that. It really is that. Pikmis, it's like it's hard to have friendships with them because you can't trust them. You honestly can't. It's like they really put a stronghold on their relationship with the male over their family, over their children, over their friendships, as y'all have said. I don't know how many times I've had interactions with some friends, even though now at this point, we're not even friends anymore, because I'm like, you know what, we're not getting no younger. And I can't trust you in a business sense, in terms of like where we're like working together, like starting a business together. I can't trust you because if the man that you're with right now, today, for this month, if he sits up there and wants to, pull you away and be like, oh no, I think you should do this. All of a sudden, this man you've only known for a couple of months takes precedence over the relationships that you've had in your life for decades or even your whole life. And then you can sit up there and you can disappear on your friends and family. And then once you are broken up with, or you find out the man has stepped out on you, then all of a sudden you want to circle back around and you want to be received and you want to be able to spill out your emotions and be able to heal with the people that you disappeared on. But as soon as you're able to get that male gaze for a split second, it's like all of a sudden, all of your energy goes to that man again. And I used to almost feel sorry for them to a certain degree, because I'm like, well, maybe it's abandonment issues. Maybe their daddy wasn't around. Maybe, they didn't get attention as a child. But at this stage, I don't even want to make an excuse for it. Like, because it costs so much. It can literally cost so much. Like you said, it doesn't just affect that woman. It affects their family members. It affects their children. me personally, I grew up in a household where I saw a woman constantly fighting
I'll
over
give
a
you one more
man
minute.
and wanting
I'll
to
give
keep
you
a
one more
man.
minute.
Oh, sorry. Fighting for a man, fighting over a man. And I think that might be why I'm the extreme opposite, to where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm cool on that. I'm if it's not a mutual foundation of respect from the jump, and throughout our interactions, like, I don't have to go to the altar. Like, we can go ahead and cut it right now. I don't care how long we've been together. I don't care how long we've been engaged. Like, I'm not going to go forward just for the sake of saying that I'm married, as if that somehow gives me some kind of validation. However, growing up in the same household, I have sisters that go through the same things that I saw growing up, where they're willing to argue and fight over men. They will sit up there and subjugate their children to this kind of environment. They'll sit up here and neglect their friendships. I've even seen them sit up here and leave jobs, good jobs, in order to relocate for the sake of a man on the other side of the world. It makes no sense to me.
All right. I appreciate you, Mayette. All right, let me go down here to Supervillain. You had anything to say, sis?
Yes, lots to say. I'll try to compact it. I first want to say that there is no one size fit all or costume for Pikmis. Oftentimes we think it's a desperate woman who wants to get a man, but that's not the only version a Pikmi comes in. And also, you have beautiful women, talented women, educated women who are also Pikmis. The first one that comes to mind is when I think about Rashida. That is a gorgeous, talented woman. And the thing that she goes through with her husband, I feel like that makes her a Pikmi. So it's not just about the desperate woman who can't find a man. Uh, a lot of Pikmis do have men, right? They come in different versions. You could be a Pikmi for your son, your brother, the boss at work, or the male co-workers. Pikmis definitely come in different forms, and it's not always a romantic relationship. So I think that's one thing we need to recognize. I'm going to say again, the danger that I think Pikmis don't grasp, or maybe more they don't care about, is that they don't only endanger themselves with a lot of the decisions they decide or not decide to do, but it also endangers the women around them and the children around them. Sometimes when Pikmis do things, they are influencing a pattern behavior. So where one man got all this stuff from you, in the next relationship, that's what he's expecting. I also wanted to say, when it comes, I heard some problematic stuff earlier, but I just want to point out something. When it comes to men's behavior, men are going to do what men want to do because they want to, right? When we are course correcting or fixing our behavior, it's for us. It's not to, like, if you leave your man for cheating, it's not so he can stop cheating. It's because you have self-respect and you know that you don't deserve that treatment. So sometimes I think, like, when we're speaking, we have to be conscious of our word. It's not about controlling the man. It's more about having respect for ourselves and course correcting and wanting better for ourselves. And I'm gonna wrap it up to, this is why I say I can't, like Trig, I can't tell grown men what to do at this point. All I can do is try to influence the younger ones. If we start now with the babies, the little girls, instilling confidence in them, letting them know that they're enough, or for them to look to their sisters, right? The positive women in their lives, for them to know that they are somebody. This will cut Pickme-ism in half because they won't be looking for male validation. They'll already be validated. So a big part, that's one message I always want to throw out. I see my time's running, so I'll spin the block. I yield there. Thank you, Trey.
All right. I appreciate you, Supervillain. I'm gonna go up here to Miss Chrissy, baby. Then I'll give Shia a chance to respond if she'd like to mention anything, and then I'll go to Mademoiselle. Hey, how you doing, Miss Chrissy, baby?
Hi, Triggered. Hi, ladies. Whew, I like this subject. Yeah, I want to piggyback off of the pick me friendships. You know, I'm a very empathetic person, and I kind of don't mind being a shoulder for people. But I had to cut my ties completely. I mean, when I say completely from a pick me mindset, because you know how we say men can be energy vampires and just siphon all your energy? I felt like I was getting that from Pikmis. And it's not even just the, the stuff that, like, it will be like they're crying at 1 o'clock in the morning. You're on the phone with them. You're going over Bible verses, Quran verses, Buddha verses, trying to get her to, don't jump off the cliff or whatever. And then a day later, she's posting a Facebook post like, I love my family. Like, it was just the yo-yo of emotions and the amount of time you pour into them. If you're the pick me best friend, I don't know if everybody been through that, but like, you know what I'm trying to say? They're very, they could be very jealous and envious, kind of mean girl circles. Or if they don't have mean girl circles, they have a really hard time even after they are, because pick-me's don't have to be married. I agree with that too. I think they could be married. They could be the pick-me that every time you go out, when you're in your 20s, it's so male focused. We're not even paying attention to the amusement park or the club or just dancing and having fun or having dinner. It's just always male centered. They're just so draining. And I'm 45, and as they get older, it's like they don't know how to cultivate friendships with other women. Like, they literally lost the skill because in their 20s and 30s, they were always wrapped up in a man. They don't know how to connect and bond with women at all. Like, I've seen it, and they're very awkward, and it's almost sad. I personally think there's a new house in Virginia, that incurable disease, that is a stronger strand and more dangerous than what we've ever seen. Remember, the CDC lost funding and all that stuff like that. They're no longer putting money into a vaccine. There's nothing in 2025 that is an incentive to be a pick-me. Like, you're risking your life, your mental, your friendships, your family, your kids. It's just maybe the early 2000s, but 2025, we're losing rights. It's just, I don't know.
All right. I appreciate you, Miss Chrissy, baby. And I just want to say real quick, I just want women to recognize like certain things that they may not be aware, that they are moving into a space where they are prioritizing a man over their own self-worth, just like the lady that was calling herself confronting her husband's side chick and forced her way inside the house and ended up getting toe tagged. I think that that's actually terrible. But my thing is that, the only person in these scenarios that really owe you something is your husband, and you're willing to go to war for this man. But before your body is even cold, he will be inside another woman. Because I really wish that women would understand that if a man cheats on you, he does not like you. He does not respect you. It has nothing to do with, oh, he's just a man. Oh, he has, a different sexual drive than women and all of these other things. It's because he doesn't like you. Because if you were the woman of his dreams, a woman that he felt completely, whatever about, if he was a decent individual, he wouldn't cheat on you. See, he hates you. He does, yeah, just like Miss Chrissy Baby says, he probably hates you. He doesn't like you. He doesn't care for you. So you going to war with somebody else, with another woman, fighting her, putting your hands on her, it's crazy. It's crazy and it's embarrassing. And it is the biggest pick-me-ism that you can ever show in this world. And I really do think that it's insane, it's damaging, and it only harms yourself. Because there are a lot of women that have done this, have been unalived. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Shia, did you have something to say before you get out of here? Because I don't want to talk if you got to go.
Oh yeah, I do have to go. I do think that there is a bad. I think when women think of pick-me's, they speak of the worst, in worst case scenarios, and I just don't think that is valid for women who choose to stand by their husbands. That's all. It's like not all wives or pick-me's, whatever you want to call them, not all of us are into that foolishness. Like
what's the best case scenario?
Like the lady that you mentioned that got deleted by she ran into someone's house or something. The lady's house.
I'm saying what's the best case scenario, Shia?
The best case scenario for what?
Like being a pick-me, like you said, because we're mentioning the worst. What's the best case that you would say?
I mean, right now, in my opinion, the best case for me is that I know I have a husband that loves me and is willing to go out and fight the
Don't
world.
love you,
No, see, no,
sis,
man,
if he
watch your
cheat.
mouth. I'm sorry, no. You can't speak about my husband to me.
Your husband specifically.
Okay, well,
She just said if
your
he cheats on
husband.
you, he
If
don't
you're
love
gonna,
you. That's the
okay,
part you're not understanding.
but I don't. It's not that I don't understand. I'm not agreeing. I don't have to. I don't have to agree with what you're
So you
saying.
believe your
It's not
husband can cheat
This
on
is
you and still love you?
what. Yes, I do. Yes,
Okay.
I 100% believe that. I'm sorry if it's not something that's a likable.
Sorry to me. I'm sorry for you.
You don't have to be sorry for me because I'm fine. I mean, there's this narrative that we don't respect ourselves, but it's not that we don't respect ourselves. You guys are the ones that believe we're being disrespected, and we're fine.
I'm not the
okay.
one
Yeah.
disrespecting you. It's your husband when he
I didn't
cheats.
say you were. See, you keep cutting me off. I didn't say you
Let
disrespected anybody. I said there's an impression that people think, well, if your husband does this and you disrespecting, you say I'm not disrespecting I feel fine.
Okay, see, this is what we talked about earlier, Shia.
Okay.
If God Himself says that a man cheating on you is disrespectful, who are you to say that it's not disrespect?
I don't. That's not what you said earlier.
That is exactly what I said.
You
We
said
talked about that.
infidelity. You said
That is
infidelity.
infidelity. A man cheating on
Okay.
you that is infidelity. That's
Where
the
does it
very
say
definition.
disrespect that though? Where does that say disrespect that?
What?
You said it means disrespect. I'm asking you, where does it say it's disrespectful for that to happen?
Okay, so if God says, right, because you and I we're talking on a biblical perspective here.
Mm-hmm.
If
Right.
God says that if a man is unfaithful to you and he
Mm-hmm.
steps out of the marriage,
Mm-hmm.
that you have all rights to leave, and not only do you have all rights to leave, that's the only reason that you have to
And
leave.
I agreed with that.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So
what my
God
question
believes
was,
that's
where's the
disrespect.
disrespect? You keep saying disrespect, but you're not saying that God said it was disrespectful.
Okay, so why do you think He would say that you can get divorced? Because it's respectful and loving? What?
Because
I think that's
because
all.
as you said, He's giving you an option to choose. Do you want to continue or do
Okay,
you
so
not?
why
He's
would He
not
give
for.
you an
It's
out
not.
to go?
If I
Why would
choose
He
to
give you an
continue,
out
that
to
doesn't
leave?
mean I'm
This is
disobeying
what I'm
God.
saying, Shia.
Okay.
Why would God give you an out to leave if that was respectful behavior?
I can't answer that question. I'm sorry, I don't know.
See, that's what I mean. That's where we get to the point to where
No,
you're
man.
being
What you're doing is
intellectually
you're
dishonest.
adding words into
No,
what
no,
God
you're
said.
being
That's what by
intellectually
using the
dishonest.
word disrespect.
Yeah,
God didn't say
disrespect
that.
is the same. Yes, He did. If you're leaving somebody and He says divorce this person, no longer be there and tear apart, which is supposed to be one person, one flesh. That's exactly what He's
Okay,
saying.
that's and I again
If you want
okay.
to do this, Shia, that's no
Okay.
problem, ma'am.
I have no problem doing it, but you're
I
changing the
know.
words.
No, no,
That's the
no.
problem. You're
What you want to
changing the
know, you
words.
want to change the words.
No,
You want
ma'am,
to make
I'm
it
not.
seem.
I
You
didn't
want
change
to make
anything
it
you
seem.
said. I agreed
Look,
with you.
look, look, look. You want to make it seem like it's not that big a deal because deep down inside, you know that you're ashamed, and I don't understand it. If you want to do that, if you want to say, hey, my husband opening me up to possible diseases and lifelong infections is something that I'm willing to overlook to have this man in my life because I so desperately need him, that is fine. But that is nothing more than being a pick me, period. You brought up the whole for better or for worse and all of these things that are rooted in Christianity, biblical thinking, which is the only reason why I brought up the Bible, because a lot of people don't believe in the Bible. A lot of people don't believe in God. So I never argue with them from a perspective of what they don't believe in. But what I'm saying to you is for you to act like God doesn't view, if we're going from a biblical standpoint now, that He doesn't view infidelity as disrespect when that's literally what is being said. That's insane to me. And I feel at this point, you
Hey, can you ask
playing
her
with
what is
me.
disrespectful behavior? What she would consider disrespectful behavior from her husband if cheating is not disrespectful? What would she consider
Okay.
disrespectful behavior?
Sure. Go ahead, Shia. I would like to know that as well.
I think that depends on the two people that are involved. What can be considered respectful or disrespectful? I don't think there's no one actual genuine answer. It could be a multitude of things, is what I'm saying.
Would it be for you?
I just choose to say that cheating is not that serious to me. That doesn't that's all I'm saying. It's not that it's a disrespect. It doesn't
No
bother me.
problem. What would
Okay.
you say is serious? What would be an example? Just so I could have a generalization. Cheating's not, but what
I
would you
can say
consider
I can say
disrespectful?
that something that was brought up earlier. Someone was talking about husbands graping. I'm sorry, not graping, but the M word, the children, the MOL. I think that can be considered one.
Oh, okay. All right. Like I said, you guys, I'm just confused by this, but like I said, I think that I think that sometimes when women say that other women call them pick-me's and they get like aggressive pushback, is I think I'm really trying to find a way to say it to not be rude, but I do think that it is a purposeful, almost purposeful ignorance in what women are saying. If a man is going outside of your marriage and relationship and risking your health, that is a man that does not care for you or respect you. And it is disrespectful. There can be only one thought of that. That is disrespect. And for the life of me, the fact that there are women out there that constantly argue for men to have the right to disrespect and violate them is crazy. And there's no way that if you're this open with telling us, complete strangers, that you are open to letting your husband cheat on you and play in your face and risk your life and that you will stay. He knows that, and he's probably actively cheating now. Because what would be his consequences? He knows that you're going to stay. He knows that you're going to be there. He knows that you're going to do like that one lady that went viral, rub his back and iron his clothes so he can go out there and have a great day of cheating on you. What would be what would be the disadvantage of him cheating? Like on you or disrespecting you when he knows that you're going to stay. Like, I just don't get the idea of putting someone else's welfare above your own. And yeah, she was definitely lying about like pretending like she didn't know about the disrespect thing. Like, what do you mean? What's disrespect? So you mean you don't think that having a whole husband that she said she'd been married to for 7 years, going to put his penis inside somebody else and coming home and getting in your face is disrespectful? Like, if you don't think that's disrespect, then I need you to make an appointment with a therapist respectfully and do some, inner work and self-worth building exercises to figure out why you feel like you're not deserving of respect. And really that's it. And I don't even want to really go in, because I do respect the fact that she came up here and she gave her thoughts and perspective, even though she knew that it would get a lot of pushback from the ladies that were in this space. So I respect her for that. And I appreciate her for coming up. It's just I didn't like when people know exactly what you're saying and they know the point that you're trying to get at, but they try to act ignorant of it so that you can't make the point that you're trying to make because they know that they're wrong. I think that's when I started getting irritated. But let me go up here to the top again. I'm gonna go to T. It was like T has something to say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like first of all, that was a waste of energy because we all know that she knows what is disrespectful in any marriage. No marriage stands for infidelity. That's why in 14 states it is illegal to commit infidelity. Infidelity only ties into when you are married, and specifically which derives from the Bible. Even though I don't go by marriage from a biblical point of view. I don't. But let's just say in this context that we are, it says that infidelity is a transgression, something that the Most High frowns upon, and infidelity and adultery. Okay, so listen, she needs to convince herself. That's what this all was about. She wants to convince herself. I look at this. This was a vetting. This not a vetting. This was a venting session for her. She wanted to vent that she don't feel foolish. She don't feel like she's disrespected because any woman in her right mind would view that to be disrespectful. Because when you found out your husband cheated on you, it hurt you. You didn't feel good like, oh, he cheated on me. Oh my God, let's throw a party. You did not feel that way. You felt betrayed. You felt hurt. You felt
He
small.
said
You
he's never
felt
done it.
unworthy. Sure. If y'all believe that. Anyways, sure. And I'm the Easter bunny. And I'm the Easter bunny. Anywho. So with that being said, she like I said, when she found out, she felt foolish, she felt bad, she felt betrayed. Because if anything like these pygmies love doing is love flossing around like they man is perfect, they man never did anything. And when it comes out that your man is a low down, dirty, trifling cheater, now all of a sudden cheating is acceptable. But you see the contradiction. She knows cheating is bad because when I specifically asked her if a husband find out his wife cheated on him, should he leave? She said, yes. You see how that works? You see that? It is very, she understand and comprehend a man walking away from a marriage when the wife cheats, but she don't comprehend how his disrespectful and bad when the husband cheats on her. You see where she's trying to convince herself, convince the audience that, listen, this is not disrespectful. She was better off just saying, listen, as long as I can pretend that he ain't doing it, it's good for me. That's all she had to say. Like pull over what Yandy said. She don't want to what Yandy don't have the balls to say. She don't want to say out loud, I know he's cheating on me. I don't want to know. Let me live in my la la land. Let me live in my bubble that he's not. Because a lot of times that's what you pick me women do. And that's why y'all hate topics like this. Because we're shattering and busting your delusional bubble that you look like a damn fool out here. But that's all I'm gonna say. If you like it, I love it. As long as he stay over there with you, that's all good.
Yeah, that was just, I don't know if you was in here yet, T, but she was in the comments and she said, what is a pick me and what's wrong with it? And so I asked her the definition of what she thought a pick me was to see if maybe and she told me that first she said being a pick me in her mind was standing beside your man, no matter what, through good and bad times. And so I asked her what was good and bad times. Was good and bad times that include infidelity? And she said, yes, that's a part of or worse, for better or for worse. That's a part of the or worse. And I was saying like, yeah, no, that's not part of the for worse. Like, for worse is financial difficulties, health issues, y'all going through things with your
But
jobs
Trini,
and
she
kids
knows
and
that
stuff.
because when it was asked if the husband get cheated on by the wife, does he have grounds to leave? She agreed.
Yeah, and she also said that if she cheated, she knew that her husband would leave. So the fact that you would know that that he wouldn't let you play in his face like that, but you would let him play in your face like that is, I can't even say, that's like really like low self-worth behavior. And I actually was really trying to get her to understand that because I easily could have just dismissed it like, hey, bro, you're a pick me, get out of here, and just dropped her. But I really wanted to hear, because I think sometimes it's good for us. I know all the ladies, y'all get like really tight. Y'all be wanting to go at the ladies when they say something extra stupid. But I only tell y'all to just chill for a second because I really wanted to be exposed so people can see, like, in real time, these harmful ideologies, how crazy they really look. Especially if you're really thinking clearly, like how crazy these people look, and they really don't even know that they look that crazy. Like, it's actually scary, man. It really is. But let me go down here to Gabrielle and then Shy. Yeah, go ahead, Gabrielle.
It's shy.
Hey, Trigger. Good afternoon. Came in just as that lady was talking. I mean, I'm sorry, but I was just blown away by her saying that cheating is not disrespect because, I mean, what if cheating is not disrespect you? What is disrespect you? Like, where is the line? I mean, I know I've said this in previous lives, but like everything that lady was saying, that is the epitome of why I really do think that male-centered women really cannot be helped. I mean, we're at this point pushing into 2026, and yet there are still, pick me saying that there's nothing wrong with, their husbands or boyfriends or whatever cheating on them. But yet they know that same guy would be out the door, you know, if the tables are turned. It's like, I mean, that to me, that defies logic. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, if cheating is not disrespect to you, then you're saying that, like, you know, risking, I don't know, like what, sexually transmitted diseases is not disrespect. You're saying that, I guess if you're married, that, you know, your husband breaking his wedding vows to forsake all others beside you, you're saying that's not disrespect. Like, I don't know if it's like a psychological issue, but I really do think Pikmis live in this world where they think the man is like the orbit of everything, and it's like the men that they're putting on this pedestal, like these men, they're not even doing anything for these Pikmis, but they cannot see it, and I really do think they're going to have to learn the hard way. You know, someone in the comments said the war we have is not the male, it's the I mean, the Pikmis are the extension of the males. So yeah, like obviously the males are problematic, but Pikmi women really are too, because it's not just them, you know, saying being Pikmi. They often spread that to other women, or say that, you know, you're masculine if you're not willing to iron your like husband's clothes while he goes out and cheats on you. So it's definitely males, but also Pikmi women too. I know I've got like a minute left. So as far as the prompt goes, I mean, I really agree with all 4 points. I mean, as far as number 1 goes, you need to be confronting your husband or your boyfriend, not the other woman, because at the end of the day, other women can throw themselves at your boyfriend, at your husband. They can proposition him. He can, if he loves you and respects you, and, you know, cherishes you, he can easily tell all those other women no. Like it like seriously, I know that Pikmis are not gonna like that, and they're gonna, you know, try to do mental gymnastics to make it the other woman's fault. No, it's that guy's fault. Like, your issue needs to be with the man who committed to you and then broke that commitment, because at the end of the day, if he was really serious about you, it wouldn't matter if other women were DMing him or hitting on him or doing, you know, whatever it is that they were doing. And yeah, I mean, my timer's running out, so hopefully I can like come back up again and, you know, address the rest of it. But yeah, that's just what I think.
All right. I appreciate you, Gabrielle. It's a couple comments that I wanted to address real quick before I get to Shy. Like, somebody said in the comments that sisterhood is a fallacy. I don't agree with that. And I really hate it when women say that, because do you believe that you're not a good sister? Do you believe that you're a woman that wouldn't show other women love and kindness and respect? Or does that just apply to other women outside of you? There are plenty of women that are very good sisters that do care about other Black women, or I'll just speak about it from Black women, because I believe Black women engage in love and relationships and uplifting and sisterhood differently than other races of women. And y'all people can just be mad at me or whatever, but I do believe that we're more loving than everyone else to our own detriment. But I will say that there's absolutely sisterhood in Black women. Is it every Black woman that's going to be your sister? No. You know what I'm saying? Or is everywhere you go, you're going to find a Black woman to be able to have a kumbaya moment? No. But there are plenty of Black women that are indeed sisters, that will help you, that will uplift you, that will try to do what they can for you, that do have spaces where they try to uplift and love on each other. Now, I have come in contact with thousands of Black women that are part of the sisterhood in my life and in the work that I've done. So I just feel like I've always got to push back on that. I just would say that you need to elevate your circle. You know what I'm saying? And find women that are of a like mind. It's really just that simple. There are women that are sisters. So I just wanted to say that. And then to the other person that said that, like, it's not, men aren't the problem, it's Pikmis are the problem. That also is an insane thing to say. The reason why there are Pikmis is because of men, because of what they have indoctrinated in women since birth. And in the United States, is actually an easier indoctrination than other countries. You have countries in the world where they indoctrinate the women that women are so lowly and must do what a man says, that if their daughters, mothers will see their daughters say, hey, I don't want to do this. And the mothers will actually join in with other men and unalive their daughters, douse them in acid and unalive them, stone them, and this, that, and the third. That ideology and that thinking of a Pikmi comes from men. And this whole idea that men are just going to fall in line if women say so is crazy. Women were just able to have a bank account over here since the 1970s. You really think that there weren't women back then that didn't want to live that way, that weren't getting the brakes beat off of them, that didn't have anywhere to go because they didn't have any money? And you think that all she had to do was stand on business and that man was going to listen? Like, that's just foolish, insane thinking. And it's also rooted in misogyny and misogynoir, that you believe that the actions of men and the grave state of women is wholeheartedly just the fault of women and not men. I challenge you to educate yourself on not only the state of things in America, but also the state of things in other countries. I feel like if you do that, you will be more in a logical perspective on the things that women have to endure, and that it's not pygmies like doing it. I'm not saying that pygmies aren't dangerous. I'm not saying that pygmies don't be doing stuff, but all I'm saying is that they are a symptom rather than the cause. Okay. So we need to, they are a symptom rather than the cause. So we need to find out the cause, which I think we already know what that is, and fix that first. And then those symptoms will go away. All right. Let me go up here to Shy. Go ahead, Shy.
You doing, lady? I just want to say I agree with everything that you said. I talk about this all the time. It is stemming from the patriarchal system, misogyny, and these women with internalized misogyny are completely dangerous, right? Um, I done been groped behind, female managers because they didn't want to speak up because they're too centered around what a man thinks of them. And, they have to look perfect. They got to be chosen. It sucks, right? But we can't forget these women because, like you said, they are symptoms of, you know, men and their misogyny and the conditioning that we both have faced in society. Um, I'm just gonna agree with your first prompt about fighting over men. Absolutely, I feel like no one should be fighting over men. I feel like we need to definitely decenter men more. I thought we were decentering them more, but like I'm realizing, in the internet versus reality is completely two different things. Women are not striving to do that. Again, it goes hand in hand with the conditioning. We have to do better. My only question is, how do we give these women grace while like holding them accountable? Because sometimes it's just like when you approach or you are in proximity to these types of women, it's kind of hard to give grace. And it's kind of hard to say, you know what, you're a victim, because the way that I see these specific groups of women victimize other women, children, it's not fair. It's not right. So that's the only question that I really had. I'll stop there.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Shy. I do understand what you mean about the, trying to figure it out, how much grace to extend, and when to go in and all that. I do think it's a slippery slope, sis. I really do. Um, I try not to, like, unless like you're like a super wild pick me, like somebody like Janine, just a girl. I try to give, I try not to go in super hard and try to get clarity. But sometimes it does get a bit annoying. I'm not going to cap and lie to you. So I do think it's just a slippery slope, and also just, I guess, having self-control and trying to hear their perspective. But it is hard. It is hard. Let me go down here to Supervillain, because Supervillain has something to say, and then I'm gonna go up here to Madame. Go ahead, Supervillain.
Thank you. And for Shai's question, a lesson I had to learn a long time ago is that everyone is just not going to make it, and you're gonna have to be okay with that. What you can do is really push back the pick me rhetoric as much as possible. Look at it on a case by case basis, because some pick me's are just one incident away from seeing the light. Some will never change. Again, case by case. But just keep pushing back against the pick me rhetoric, and just understand everyone just isn't going to make it. I'm gonna come back. I wanted to speak about number 3, because that was such a tragic. Like, we have to really unpack that. But I did want to say to the lady that was here earlier, Shay, that was a good example, and it is. I see what you're saying, Trig. I just got so triggered, no pun intended, with the rhetoric and just saying it with her chest. But This is what a lot of pick-me's believe. This is why I had to step back and realize, listen, when she said she didn't find cheating as disrespect, I can't argue with another grown woman's boundaries. I can say that though, that is pick-me behavior, and pick-me's are dangerous again because they also, not just themselves, endanger other women and children. I'll give an example. With the example she said, it may not be her marriage, but she said that she'll accept if her husband cheats or have an outside baby. And oftentimes that scenario is true. You know where they make up for their anger? Do y'all know where they make up for their anger? They abuse that child. That has happened. So I watch a lot of ACS cases on YouTube. They'll love their husband down. He didn't do a damn thing. And guess where they take their anger out? Because she's a human being and it's gonna come out one way or another. They end up abusing the kids. And this is why we say Pickme-ism is so dangerous, because she'll love the hell out of that man, but who knows what's happening to that baby when he go to work? Who knows what she's telling that baby when he's not there? But again, she'll love the hell out of that man. So this is why we say pick-meism is dangerous. Because again, they'll put the welfare of that man before another woman's safety or another child's safety. I also want to really quickly touch on something you said earlier with the selflessness, Trig. I won't even put it to selfless. It's selfless presenting, because at the end of the day, you're just ignoring the red flags that you see in a man so you can justify keeping him around. You know that the behavior is problematic, but again, you want that man so bad, it doesn't matter who it affects around you, even yourself, even your own self-esteem. That's my time. I'll be back. Thank you, Trig. Ayo.
All right. I appreciate you, supervillain. Let me go up here to Madame.
Hey, your trigger, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. So basically, the comment that I had made, and I'm gonna just be completely honest, it does stem from, like, I guess me. I wouldn't even say, it's just basically what I've experienced, especially I guess with like the pick-me's. Because number one, when it comes to women, I'm not saying of course all women, but when it comes to men, it's just that some women think that they are an exception to the rule. For example, it's just like he could treat you like that, but he's not gonna treat me like I'm that. And it's just like with that, they don't value respect. They just value being validated. And that is the problem. And then also with the lady was saying that, oh, cheating is not disrespect. It's very disrespectful because, like people were saying, he's bringing you diseases, all this type of stuff. He don't care about you, because if a person actually cared about you, they would consider you. And I've experienced like a lot of stuff from women who like really seek validation from men, and it's just scary. They are dangerous. They if they don't care about themselves, they're not gonna care about you. So they'll do anything just to keep that man. And that's why I've, said what I say. I'm not saying that that's not at all, but I just feel like it's very few. And it's just like you have to have like morals. And with women like that, they just don't really have morals. So that's what I just had to say. Basically with this whole like pick-meism. It's just like I just feel like very few like women, they value each other, but they value men more, just so they could feel like they're above the other woman. So that's my thing.
Sorry, I had to mute myself. I definitely understand what you're saying. I really do. Now that you explained it that way. I mean, I see it even in like, if you notice, like you have like black women that will do like content like mine, or like black woman empowerment and things like that. And you'll see there'll be some black women that'll be there supporting. But when you go look at the men that are doing nothing but regurgitating the stuff that the women are saying, there'll be thousands of women in there. So I get what you're saying. There are a lot of women that do, even if they're not like super duper aware of it, they do value, men more than women. Even like, like compliments or women loving on other women. Like a woman can tell you, you know what I'm saying, you look cute or you look pretty. And there are some women that won't even feel like that's even true unless a man say it. So yeah, I mean, I totally get what you're saying. I really do. I understand exactly what you mean. Let me go to. Oh, did you have something to say, Madam?
I was just like saying like that is all like, and basically what somebody else was saying in the panel, that it's just like pick-me-ism is like never really going to change for real. Like, cause people, women have low self, not all women. Sorry, I have to say that, but it's just like they can't work on their self-esteem if they're married or if they have a man. They tolerate so much stuff, and it's just not really going to change. So it's just like, as me as a woman, I feel like other women on this panel, as long as they know what they value in themselves, it just have to be a balance somewhere. It's always going to be a pick me somewhere, and that's just never going to change. So that's just my little 2 cents.
All right. I got you, Madam. Let me go up here to Manette. If you had something to say, you there, Manette?
Okay, sorry, I had to cut my mic on. So, I do have a question for you, Trigger, and oh, where'd she go at the bottom? Well, my question is, like where you were talking about, the misogyny, like if we're talking about, the pick me women changing their behavior, like how are we supposed to hold them accountable or even speak out against anything that they're doing without sounding misogynistic? Because I mean, a lot of pick me women, like if you speak out on anything that they're saying, then they'll say, oh, well, you know what, you're just being negative because, the men don't complain about what I do. They actually think I'm a great listener. They think I'm so supportive. They think this is that and this. But if you're calling out their behaviors, which is accommodating a man, and he's encouraging it, then you have to be negative, or you're aggressive, or maybe you hate men. I've heard that a couple of times, and I'm like, well, no, I'm observing what's going on, and I've noticed he does this, and this tends to be a pattern, but it's like you're ignoring these red flags, and then let some time go on, and then everything blows up, and then it's like, oh, well, you were right, and then they want to have that shoulder to cry on, drain out your energy to help them rebuild and heal, but then they go right back into that same kind of cycle with the whole new man, and when you speak out on it again, then you have to be the negative one. But what they're doing is actually making it hard for the women that actually do have any morals or values about themselves, that don't allow men to get over or have access to them, like that are putting up boundaries.
Can I say something?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to say you should only explain to the women that's in your circle, not to other women that you really don't know. And I say that because, talking to that woman who don't value herself, it's gonna be hard to get through. But if she's in your circle, then yeah, or even like in a close proximity to you, because other women is just not gonna get it. So that's just my opinion. You can't really explain nothing. It's just talking to a brick wall. If she don't value herself, she don't value herself. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's just like you could bring a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. So that's just my little 2 cents.
Okay. I will say this. There's a lot of women that have come on like the lives and stuff like that, and they've said that they are former pygmies or they have done the work and things like that. So I will say that I don't think that it is outside of the realm of possibility that a woman cannot get out of that mind state. But I don't know, like what Madame was saying, or Madam, however you want to pronounce it, Madam was saying. I think that sometimes if you're not in that person's circle, they may not be receptive to what you're saying. They may not be ready to hear it from you, but they may be ready to hear it from somebody that they respect or they close to or whatever. But I mean, I do my part. You know, I make videos and things like that. I do these lives. I've had like literally at this point, hundreds of black women email me and tell me that they used to have a certain like pick me mindset and now they don't. So maybe sometimes you might want to just share some material with them, like a video or something. And I'm not just saying of my videos or anything like that. I mean, just of somebody who use opinion you respect, or maybe a book or something like that, and see if that helps. Cause I do think that some women can, you know, possibly be saved. But the thing about it is that the ones that can be saved and the ones that cannot, they look the same from just looking on the outside. So you don't know. But was that what you was asking, man? Yet? Let me see. I said
Yes, because I was only talking about people in close proximity, because I've had like pick me people mentality that are close to me trying to get me to let friendships rebuild when I've cut them off due to that kind of behavior and mentality. Like, there's only so much. Like, if it's only affecting you and your personal life, cool. But when it starts affecting me, it starts affecting my money. Like, I'm having to bail you out of situations that you put yourself into, bending over backwards for the sake of a man, you know, like after a point, you know, I have a long fuse, but I'm human. I'm not Jesus. So I do have a cutoff, but when I do get to that cutoff point, it's extreme. And as of late, like a year ago, I cut off a friendship. We had been friends for 27 years, but I just had enough. Like, I just had enough. And it was like between her and other women that it's like they have this mentality from, you know, the Disney movie era where it's like, oh no, I'm supposed to grow up and I'm supposed to get married. You know, I'm supposed to have this all aligned with my man, with my husband, and they can have everything else. They can have a great career. They can have their own home, car. They can have everything going for them, but they still feel invalidated because they do not have a ring on their finger. And the hoops I've seen them go through, and these ain't just young women, these are grown women that are established, beautiful, but it's like I don't know, like I've gotten to a point where I've just disassociated myself, because I'm like, man, it's kind of like a detriment to me.
Yes, I totally understand what yes, I totally understand. Let me go over here to Supervillain. I think she wants to respond to you.
Yes, thanks, Trig. It's like I said before, but you did specify that you meant in your circle, so I understand. But one thing I always say is everyone is it's just not going to make it, and we have to be okay with that. I think just like I said to the other young lady, just reinforcing or going against the pick me rhetoric is very important. Like the woman we had earlier, we were giving her examples and trying to really genuinely speak with her, but she had her boundaries, and we as grown women all have our boundaries. So we couldn't change her mind. Not that we really wanted to, but we were just trying to just show her how what she was saying didn't really make sense. You're gonna run into women like that. For the ones that you cut off, I think when you cut people off, it's for a reason. I don't believe in circling the block, because I'm pretty sure you ignored a couple red flags before you had to cut that person off. So, and we had a live about that before, like turning red flags into orange and yellow. So if you get to the point where you cut someone off because you don't like their rhetoric or because of the pick me behavior, I think you should leave it there. You can always love someone from afar. But again, we recognize that pick me's are dangerous, not just to themselves, to the people around them, to other women, to children. And it may not always be intentional, but it just happens. I'm just going to give the perfect example. My older sister, her best friend was in a pick me relationship, and the guy got upset one day and he poked her and left her in the basement. And my sister is poked about 34 times. She survived, by the way. She now lives in Georgia. But my sister's the one who found her. And that's such a traumatic experience, because not only did that relationship endanger her, she's a mother. Who knows if her child would have been home? You know what I mean? And obviously, it's something that traumatized my sister, because she's the one who had to find her best friend in a basement, almost, unalive. So we have to understand that if you can distance yourself, do that. push back against the pick me rhetoric. And my thing is always focus on the girls coming up. When we instill validation in them from young, they won't have to look to these men for self-esteem. And I believe that's a lot of where the pick-me-ism is rooted in. Us looking for male validation for our self-esteem, especially because the world is cruel to black women, but especially black girls who can't defend themselves. So I think the start is there. I can't do nothing for grown women already. We went through our harsh treatment, but we can definitely start, making a cushion for the young girls and the little girls behind us that are coming up. I think that's a big push. What Trig does is amazing. Young women come in here all the time and are listening and getting advice. So just trying to participate in those things.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you, super villain, and I'm so sorry that your sister experienced that because that's wild, and I know that was really traumatizing. I'm so sorry. I'm
Thank
going
you.
to you guys. I got to end the live because I got to go do something with my kids and my big head husband. So I am going to end the live, you guys. But I do want everybody to get a chance to speak before I get up out of here. So I'm gonna go down here to Vernell, and then I think I got two people in the queue. I'll let you guys speak as well, and then I'll get up out of here, you guys.
Okay, hey guys, I'll be really quick. Hey, Super Villain. Hey, T. Still here. Hey, Trey. I want to respond to that lady that was in here that was saying that her husband cheating isn't a deal breaker. That is the type of woman that will shame you for having a nice shaped body. That's the type of woman that will call young girls fast. She is the type that's very dangerous. And the next thing that aggravates me, they love to say, oh, well, a man cheating is natural or whatever. Okay, well then why are y'all angry at the other women if it's so natural then? And you should be okay with being a sister wife, or, they want to sue the side chick and they want to expose the side chick and they want to call the other woman home wreckers and she messed up my marriage, while completely ignoring the person that got on their need to propose to you and ask for your hand in marriage. It's like you make up every excuse, well, he's a man, or boys will be boys, but the woman, it's our fault. Like, they're looking at us to keep their husbands faithful and loyal. So women with that type of perspective are angry when they see people like me. I'm a single woman, I don't have a man, and they will be threatened by me, even though I'm not doing anything, but they know that their husband has them under an eye and that they cannot control their husband. So what they're doing, and this is why the whole pick me thing is, we're a lot of those type of women's enemies, and I don't know.
Oh, sorry about that. I was trying to unmute myself. All right, all right. I got you, Vernell. Let me go up here to Anthea and then Gabrielle.
Hey, triggered. Yeah, hey, chat. Yeah, I was, no pun intended, triggered. But that lady who kept talking about how basically it seems like basically like the men's not a fault or something, or I don't know, it's just weird. Like, it's really unfortunate actually, like when you hear women speak like that about men, especially if a man's cheating on you. With me, before I got married, I was with someone who is actually my child's father. He cheated on me, and then his mom was really trying to convince me to stay with him, trying to tell me that, all men cheat, like this is what they do, this is what they do. And I'm so glad I never listened to her advice, and I just kept to myself, in the sense that if someone, like what you were saying earlier, if someone is going to cheat on you, they don't like you. They really don't have any respect for you. And at the time that he was doing that, I was actually pregnant with our son. So I just want to encourage any woman out there. I don't know, like, if you feel like it's okay and it's acceptable for a man to be cheating you, it's really not. I've been married for almost 2 years now to somebody who, yeah, completely different. Like, it's like literally like a whole 180 to like what I was experiencing. And I would never like wish that on anybody. And I just wish she would, like, I don't know, pick a big panties up and like just stand up for herself and just understand that this is not the way to go. I'm sure she's probably still in the live and just like not showing it, but yeah, I just hope she realizes that. That's all I had to say.
All right. I appreciate you. All right, let me go up here to Gabrielle.
Thanks again. I just, as for wrapping up, I just wanted to say that I think it's interesting that the lady who was in here earlier said that she said it's not disrespect, to be cheated on, but yet she admitted that, her husband, if she cheated on him, he would be out the door, which shows that deep down she does know that it's disrespect, but she just doesn't care. And I think another thing with pick-meism, I think a great antidote to it is having your own life and your own things going and having your own self-esteem and discernment, because I think when you do, you're less likely to put a man on a pedestal and just let him do any and everything just because you want to be with that man so badly. I really do think that. I really do think that when you are, comfortable and secure in yourself and you have built, like a nice life for yourself, like a man can add to that. He can be bringing stuff to that, and that's completely fine, but he shouldn't be the orbit of your world to the point where you're, saying that it's okay for him to cheat on you, to the point where, you are either being a side chick or, quote unquote, confronting a side chick. And just to touch on number 3, I mean, breaking into a woman's home to confront her over a man, that's obviously pick-meism. But I mean, at that point, you're risking criminal charges and, getting a criminal record and, spending time behind bars all because of some man. Like, you're not confronting, the man. You're not confronting the guy who, broke his wedding vows or broke his commitment to you. I mean, it's really is insane to do that, to risk having a criminal record just because of a man. And I really do believe that if you are a woman who, I don't think that women of self-esteem are doing that. Like, it's just crazy. Like, you really, really do have to, really just be solid and centered in yourself. Like, I know my time is running out, but I really think that's a great antidote to pick-meism. Someone in the comments said the woman is to blame. I mean, the woman, if she's cheating, she definitely has a part to play. By the end of the day, it's the man who made the commitment to you. It's the man who, said his wedding vows at the altar, or whatever the case may be. So, I mean, yeah, the woman is not in the cheating situation. She's not like guilt-free. She's cheating with someone else's husband or boyfriend, but you really do have to, confront the man who betrayed you, because at the end of the day, that other woman could throw herself at your husband or your boyfriend. She could be DMing him, she could be doing whatever. If he's entertaining it, then he's betraying you. And that is where, the focus should be. That is where the blame should be going. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I personally don't think pick-me's deserve grace. I think pick-me's are the same women who turn a blind eye when their husbands or boyfriends are abusing their daughters. I think pick-me's are, the same ones who are like Ghislaine Maxwell and like, help abusive men, ex-traffic women. So I don't think pick-me's deserve grace, and I don't want to be within a 50-mile radius of them, just like I don't want to be in a 50-mile radius of misogynistic men. But I see my time is out, so I will just land there.
All right. I appreciate you, Gabrielle. All right, I'm gonna go down here to Manette, and then I'll let Supervillain finish it out. You there, Manette?
Yes, I'm here. I was cutting on the mic. I only thing I guess I can say is that I've, through life experiences, like my lack of pick-meism has definitely kept me single. It definitely has. I've noticed out here, like, it's like if you're almost being villainized for being single. Like, I travel with my job. I'm happy with what I do. But it's like I always have to hear the conversation of, well, when are you going to settle down? Like, when are you going to settle down? Because, you're up here just running around. I travel for my job. Like, I'm not running the streets. I travel for my job. But in the mind of a pick-me, because I'm not looking for the male gaze, something has to be wrong with me. Or because I'm not on the dating app actively looking. Where I did get on some dating apps, and my profile did actually say, hey, if you're wanting to hang out and have a good time, hit me up. But if you're looking for something serious, I wish you the best of luck on your journey. I've noticed I've actually gotten to a point between the pick-me's and the men who interact and carry on with the pick-me's. I've become like, I guess, a little bit tainted in terms of like the dating realm, to where I don't really want to be engaged with it, but I really don't want to give my energy to a pick me that's kind of like a sheep, a wolf in sheep's clothing. The same way, like, I've heard people talk about, if a man cheats on you, he doesn't like you. I feel like a lot of those pick me women, they don't like women who don't vie for the male gaze. They don't like you. Like, they are jealous of you, and like, you will tell that. You'll be able to notice that whenever you have an argument with that said woman, if they're going through a spell where they've had a breakup with the man, and you're up there trying to give them encouraging words on how they can, be empowered and stand alone, but they will shoot back at you talking about some, well, you don't have to worry about that because you have this, that, and this going, even though they honestly could have that for themselves. But I feel like this whole society of pick-me's that's going on, it's draining, and I guess we'll just carry on at another time to see what we could actually do to make things a little bit better, I guess.
All right. I definitely agree with you, Monette. I do believe that sometimes if women see you and you seem to be like not that I'm not talking about you specifically, but even though you are an attractive black woman and you do seem to have a good head on your shoulders, I do think that there are some women that if they're picking or they're going through with their man, I think some of it's rooted in jealousy, in the fact that you may be able to live your life as you want, but then they still want to be able to hold having a man over your head. It's a very weird dichotomy. But let me go up here to supervillain.
Yes, Trig. I'm gonna end it up real quick by saying I just want to just say a couple things just for our knowledge. Number one, Pikmis don't have a costume. Something was said earlier that having hobbies and things like that, which is always great. But I know successful women. I've seen successful women, absolute scholars, educated dude, travelers who are Pikmis, right? So we have to know that there's no costume for a Pikmi. She could be a successful woman. She could be a desperate woman. Pick me is male-centered behavior that endangers other women and children. That's all you have to know to recognize a pick me. Number one. Number two, I definitely think it's self-esteem. This is why we got to work with the girls coming up, because they need validation of self from the women that love them, not men who are trying to get something from them. We have to stop that behavior. Again, we're grown women. I can't do anything for anyone that's grown, but we can definitely reach out to the girls and help them out. And number two, I love all black women. If you feel that little tinkle in your heart, that is me reaching out, giving you a hug. I want to thank Trig for this wonderful space to have this great conversation. Y'all come back, please, and tap up the screen. Thanks, Trig. Ayo.
Shoot. Okay, I'm sorry about that, you guys. I definitely agree with what you were saying. I think a good example of what Supervillain was saying about the professional women is that lady that is the lawyer that just got pregnant and had a baby by the black guy that was just in a RICO case. He looks like such a walking pookie. Ma'am, you went to law school to have your first child by a criminal felonious bum? Like, boy, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I spend all that money and support my daughter for her to go to college and to become a lawyer, which there's a very small percentage of black women that are able to achieve that, and not necessarily due to the fact that black women can't achieve it, but due to the fact of the money and the costs that are associated with trying to become a lawyer. Because I have a childhood high school friend that is a lawyer, and she had to do a lot to get there. For you to get there and then have a baby, become a baby mama by a pookie, a felonious pookie at that, bro, that is also diabolical level pickmeism for sure. So I just wanted to say, before I get up out of here, fighting over men is boss level pickmeism. I really need y'all to understand that. Fighting over men is boss level pickmeism. If your man ever puts you in a position to where you have to fight over him, he's not your man. He's not your man. He doesn't like you. He doesn't care for you, or you would never be in a perspective of having to fight. I know that I remember one time I was talking to this lady and she was telling me like, there's always going to be a time in a woman's life where she's going to go back and forth with another woman about her man. I have never in my life gone back and forth with another woman about my husband, my current husband. Never. So it's just like, I want women to know that those things are unhealthy ideas. If you have to go back and forth with a woman over your man, he's not your man. You shouldn't be confronting a side chick. That's pickmeism. The only time I even believe that you should even be mad at a woman for being with your man is if she's your mama, your sister, your best friend, somebody that you know. Other than that, they don't owe you anything. Is it right for them to do that? No. But I'm just saying they don't owe you anything. And on that note, being a side chick, I just want you to know, if you're a woman and you're a side chick, you're also a pick me. Because you feel validated by having the attention of a man that technically you shouldn't even have. So you're just as bad as a married woman that would stay after somebody having a baby on. You're just as bad. The fact that you let this man come creep over your house at all hours of the night and you're quiet when he's on the phone with his girl and all of that stuff, you're just as bad. You're just as bad. And like I said earlier, breaking into a woman's home, committing crimes, like I've seen online, running over the side chick with your vehicle and unaliving her. And now you're about to do life in prison. And that no good man of yours is going to be with however many women that he wants because you're never getting out of jail. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Pickmeism, 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 pickmeism. And lastly, like I said, if you are mad at the woman that you caught your man or your husband cheating with, you're mad at the woman, you're cussing her out, you're going in on her, but then you take back your cheating man, that's pick-meism as well. Because why in the world are you more mad at another woman than mad at the man that's laying up with you every day? That's in the bed with you, laying up with you, telling you he cares for you. What? That's crazy as well. And yeah, I don't know. Cause I think with the situation of like Shira 7 and certain women, that some women feel like it's okay to be a side chick. Cause several of those like prosperity dating coaches mentioned that it's okay to be a side chick. It's not. And that's rooted in pick-meism. I just want y'all to know that. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I appreciate all the ladies that came up here today and gave me y'all thoughts and perspectives. I really appreciate all of you guys. I respect all of you guys. All of you guys are beautiful Black women. Hopefully, maybe Shia that was up here, maybe she didn't accept what we were saying in the moment, but maybe she will think about it, and today or tomorrow, and maybe she will like change her perspective. Maybe she'll think deeply about what we said. Because sometimes people may not be open to hearing you in the moment, but some people will think about what you said to them later. So that's all we can hope for. So, but anyway, I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys have a great weekend, the rest of your weekend. I'll see y'all. Love y'all.